guys! Today I'm going to do for you a video that I've been seeing floating around YouTube for a while now, and it is called the My First Time video. It's basically just a combination of your first times at random things. So I've created a little list in my little book, and I am going to answer some of my first times. My first pet was when I was 10 years old. My two older sisters had gotten dogs as a present. They'd gotten brothers from my mom and my dad. And being 10 and having my sisters get animals that they really wanted, I got really jealous. And I kind of kicked and screamed until my mom came home one day and told me to sit in our like little deck area. So I went and sat down, and she told me to close my eyes. So I did. And she put this tiny little kitten, super tiny, like fit her in the palm of your hand kitten, on my lap. And I just started feeling these little pricks climbing up to my shoulder. And when I looked, it was this super cute, tiny little black kitten. And she was so small and so adorable and so amazing, and I fell in love with her immediately. So my first animal was a cat. She was black, and she was named Serena. My first friend. Now, this is the first friend that I can remember being friends with. Like the absolute first friend that I can remember being friends with. Her name was Samantha, and we used to go to school together. I used to go over to her house after school all the time. And I remember that we would go over and we would print off these dolls and we would play together, and it was a lot of fun. My first crush. Alright, let's go really far back. I have two older sisters who are 6.5 and 7 years older than me. So I have never mentally been the age that I'm supposed to be. I've always been a few years ahead of my time. So when I was like 6, no, I was like 5. Ooh, makes it worse. I had the biggest crush on a guy in my class, and his name was Matthew D. Don't ask me what the D stands for, I don't know. Was it Matthew D or Matthew W? But I had the biggest crush on him. Like, I would swoon over him when I saw him, and he was like this lean, freckly ginger kid, and he wasn't even like bright fiery ginger. He was like very dark brown, red hair with brown eyes and stuff, and I don't even remember him smiling ever. That's how bad it was, is that I don't remember him smiling ever. My first kiss. I was 13, and my best friend knew that I liked this guy, and she decided that we would get together one day with a few other people, and we would play, get this, spin the bottle. Oh, everybody played spin the bottle when they were younger. So we played spin the bottle, and guess what happened? I had to get them, and it was so terrifying because like my heart was jumping out of my chest, and we kissed. And it was hard, like it just went smack in my face, and it was wet and fast, and it was really bad. And I remember finding out like a week after that he basically made it the worst kiss that he could because he thought I was ugly and didn't want to kiss me and wanted to kiss my best friend. They ended up dating after that. My first heartbreak. Now, this one is kind of an iffy thing for me because I've only ever really been with one guy, and I have really genuinely loved people before I was with this one guy, and so my first heartbreak would have to go to the number one guy. I was pretty much head over heels for him from when I was 14 to when I was like 18. He was the kind of guy that thought that he was so good looking that he could get any girl in the entire world. So he pulled me along for those 4 or 5 years of my life, basically. and dragged me through the mud for that entire time, going ooh, and then pulling back, and then doing it again, and then pulling back constantly. And I was at the point where I was like breaking down all the time, and it was just terrible. It was really bad. Now, my first celebrity crush is kind of an odd one, because I didn't like Orlando Bloom or Johnny Depp or Jake Gyllenhaal or any of those kind of guys. I didn't like any of those kind of... Leonardo DiCaprio, I didn't like any of them. I was absolutely infatuated with David Bowie. Why? I don't know. And it got to the point where I would watch Labyrinth, pause the movie, and kiss the screen because I was so infatuated. Like, it was like a fire burning in my core. It was just, ugh. I don't even know. I don't even know. And it was me in love with David Bowie when he was Jareth in The Labyrinth. Like, so my first boyfriend was in the 7th grade, and I was super infatuated with him. And we ended up dating for maybe a week, possibly. And my infatuation actually lasted for several years because he was super nice to look at. But he's married now. Congratulations, guys. My first time driving. Now, my first time driving is not a very memorable one. I don't actually remember that much. I remember that driving was a little nerve-wracking at first, but something that sticks out in my mind very vividly, and you are all going to laugh at me about it, because even I laugh about it. My first time driving my stepdad's automatic truck was a memorable one. The car that I had learned to drive on was a PT Cruiser, and the driveway that I lived, like that my house was around, was at probably about a 45-degree angle. And the PT Cruiser, it has a lot of power to it, but it needs a lot of pressure on the gas to get up that 45-degree angle of my driveway. And my stepdad, when I first drove his truck, did not tell me that his Nissan was totally fine, because it was an off-roading truck, at picking up and doing that 45-degree angle. So I had it in my mind that any car at that angle needed to have a lot of pressure on the gas. So I pounded the gas, and the truck lurches forward over the driveway, through the ditch that's on the other side of the driveway, and goes this close to hitting a tree and stalls. This truck is automatic, and I stalled an automatic. My first apartment is actually the apartment that I just previously moved from. You guys have seen it. It's the apartment background in all of my previous videos. It was a semi-basement, nice and cool, had no breeze, lots of knot windows. I felt like I was in a cage, got really fed up of cleaning the damn carpet all the time, decided to back up and moved into a 2-bedroom, 3rd floor apartment with a balcony. So that was my first apartment. So I hope you liked that video. It was really fun to make, and it was really fun to think about all the memories that I had. If you liked this video, don't forget to thumb it up. That always makes me very happy. Don't forget to comment if you have any comments down below, and subscribe, because that also makes me very happy. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. It is currently night here now, and so I am going to go and relax, and I will see you again very shortly. Bye!